and welcome to Idea to Launch. Yay! Thank you for your patience. Concerning this program, we come and we're starting right away. This Idea to Launch, an entrepreneurship program that will aid the idea and getting it running. Okay, my name is Samuel Jackson, CEO of Africaneo Integrated Services, and I have with me Peniel.
My name is Peniel Misri, and I am the CEO and founder of Smart Business Community.
And there's so much in store for you. You're going to learn what's an idea, how to spark up and stir up your creative juices, taking advantage of your friends, your families, your environment, and all that you've got. What more do we have?
Okay, we have how to test your idea, how to know if your idea is viable, and then how to launch your idea. What steps do you take to start? And also you also learn how to get funds for your idea. What there's the saying that money is always around you, but you probably don't know. So we're going to show you where to get the money from, and then when you've launched your idea, how to grow your idea eventually.
Okay, so much we're going to share with you from my experiences. We're going to learn how to take advantage of your environment in your business, taking visibility studies, and also how to write an effective business plan. So much in store. Just stay right back. When we get back, we will kick it on. All right, see you.
See you.
All right. Okay, so you're welcome back, and this is Idea to Launch. If you have a friend who has not connected yet, I'd like you to talk to your friend so that your friend can connect and join this program that is viewed from around. We want to thank everyone who has joined us in this Idea to Launch entrepreneurship program, and I'm so sure you would learn so much. Okay, so we're going to start with an idea. What's an idea? An idea is simply that thought. Sometimes idea could be born out of a solution. Idea could be born out of a passion for a thing. It's possible. Maybe you wanted to get something done and it just couldn't get done, and you just got sad, and then you felt, okay, this thing needs to be done. And then you just thought of, okay, I need to fix it. So some ideas come from maybe fixing a challenge. Some idea comes from using a particular product, and as such, though you couldn't get the best out of that product. Recently a friend told me that the network he was using was the internet facility wasn't that nice, and they kept charging and charging and charging. So he went on the social media and started castigating that network provider. And I said, then bring out your own. Bring out your own network where it's accessible, the internet connection is amazing, the charges are amazing, that can help connect people. Bring it out. So some ideas come sometimes when you get sad, and then you want to prefer solution. Some idea comes when you want to help solve the sustainable developmental goals, and then we have goals on education. We have goals on the girl child. Maybe there are maternal issues. Maybe women dying. Pregnant women dying before birth, and you found out what's the solution, probably because they don't have the tools that could aid them doing antenatal cares, and then especially women in the rural communities that do not have access to this. And it's an idea. You could come up with kits, birth kits that would aid the woman. Have a box where all they need it's an idea. Or you stay in a community where young people don't have access to education, and then okay, you have thought, okay, what is really their challenge? Okay, it's books. You can come up with initiatives to have, education kits. Those kits, you have books, you have pens, you have writing materials, you have uniform, you have socks. All of those things come together to have. So an idea could come in any form, and amazingly, when they come on you can't sleep. I tell people, a dream is not what you see while sleeping. A dream is thing you see while your eyes quite open, something that you can't get over. So that's an idea, and a lot of young people all around the world have got that idea. Some are already kickstarting. Amazing young guy. Thumbs up to every young person around the world. But I'm going to focus on your environment, the environment for that idea. You must take cognizance of your environment. You must ask your question, your idea, is it currently being run? Are there substitutes to your idea? Are there competitive rivalry to your idea? Are there threats, bargaining power of your suppliers? What's the bargaining power of your suppliers to that business, to that idea? What is the bargaining power of the customers? Is it an idea that will require certain kind of customers? When that idea comes up, what is going to be is it going to have a large market share? Does it have an existing market? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Does it have an existing market? It's your idea. Is it already existing? So you begin to look at the market share that you're going to have when you come, bring that idea into launch. You're going to look at your market size. How is your market size? So all of these you're going to marry together. It's not just having, I want to start, I got 1 million there and I just want to invest in this idea that I have received. You must look at your environment. What is your closest competitor that would stand in that market? So I'm going to be laying out some things you're going to look out for in setting up an idea. So it's not all about traveling to Dubai or traveling to certain parts of a country and say, oh, these people, the idea will fit them, and then you go there, you pump your monies in nairas and dollars, and you just found out that that's 6 months, no customer, no viability. So I'm going to be talking about some models, Porter's model, ensuring that your business have a sustainable environment. Number one is the political situation of the business area. The political situation of the business area is the political of that area going to make your idea to launch? The political system. We've had businesses that have not been able to thrive because of the political system. Of such area, men and women who have been placed in such place of authority concerning business, will they allow that business to flow? So some of the things you need to look. Are there issues with war in that area? When you set up your business in that area, is it going to last the test of time? So when you think of an idea, you look at where you want to set up the idea, you must put in cognizance the political situation of that area. Are there terrorist problems? Are there war? Are there challenges? Are there certain set of the government that won't allow that project, that idea, that business to thrive? You must put into cognizance that part. Then the other one we have is the economic background of that. How is your idea? Is your idea alienated to the rich parts of customer or the average, or the I don't want to use the word poor. Your target, I'm talking about your target customers for your idea. You need to also look at the economic viability. You can't take a business where you need to use $1,000 to purchase to a location where the people could hardly feed $1. So it's your business. Sometimes your idea sometimes is not even the population. Sometimes it's the quality of the people there. You need to look at the social economic, of the people there. ensuring that your business is viable, it gets there, there is a ready market. Your business must have a ready market. Does it have a ready market, or you have plans to now get into the market? We will share with you all the modus operandi in getting into market. Then technology. Are there enough technology to assess your business area? Do you have, just like you want to set up a print, you have a printing press idea, and you're setting up printing press in areas where electricity has issues. But your equipment, you will pack them and you just put them somewhere. So you need to also look at technology. How much available technology do you have in ensuring that your idea, your business goes far? And then you also look at the ecological background of that environment where the business to be launched, the kind of people there, their culture. Do they, if someone say, I want to say iPhone because your community, they have billions of people, can they even afford iPhone? If you want to go into the business of sales, what is the culture of the people there? What is their religion? You need to put into cognizance their beliefs of certain things, their ways. There's some cultures they don't put on trousers, and you want to go into the business of trousers in that culture, you won't sell. The idea won't thrive. You won't thrive. So you need to look at their culture, the ecological culture of those people. I talked about technology. Then you need to look at their buying power, the buying power of the people. So we're looking at your environment for your business. It has to be viable for it. And then the last one is the legal. What are the laws that are buying such business? For you to go into any business and setting in an environment, you must look at the laws that bind that business. Are there laws that restrict such business? You need to find out. Else you just set up one business and then some size guys just come to you and like, hey, no, you can't have this business here. So you look at the political system, the socio-economic system, you look at the ecological environment, you look at the technology available for it, and you look at the legal processes involved in it. Taking into process to find out that your business, what are the substitute goods to it? What are the bargaining power of the people? How much do they have to buy your business? If you have an idea and people can't buy into it, it's not viable. What is your bargaining power? Also, the bargaining power of your suppliers that will provide the materials that you need, the labor that is your overheads, your production, and all of that. What's the bargaining power? Are they enough to get that business running? What is that? What the competitors around who has such idea, or your idea is okay, no one has it. So that's some of the things you put in place in ensuring that not just an idea, but the environment is also viable. Okay, so I've shared so much thoughts with you. We'll be very much around to take your questions. You can type your questions on this platform you're watching, and then we take it up again. So we'll go on a short break, and then when we come back, Peniel will take you through some other aspects of this conference. All right, God bless you.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Samuel, for sharing those thoughts. You heard him. He said, in knowing that your ideas are viable, you have to check them against the political laws, the economic outlay of your target market, and the technologies that support it, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm going to be sharing how to get your creative juices up and how to be creative. Okay, so like Samuel Jackson said, okay, with idea, my own definition of idea is a thought, plan, or suggestion about what to do or a possible course of action. So it is a plan or action or strategy, a standard for perfection, and an entity that is like present in people's consciousness. And I like to define ideas in two terms. There's a general idea, and there are the strategic ideas. So the general idea is the one that you get in the wherever you are, in the bathroom, or okay, like just get we can do this kind of thing, And then there are the strategic idea. The strategic idea is when you know you are in a situation where you need to come up with a solution, so to solve a problem. So those are strategic ideas. And then I'd like to point that man was created in God's image and likeness. And to me, I would say that man is actually 100% creative being. Ideas are not limited to anybody or to any location. You can get an idea wherever you are that solves an issue. And then I'm going to, in sharing how to stay up your creative juices, there are certain factors that affect your creativity as a person and your ability to create and get ideas. Ideas are not just business related, they're actually thoughts or plan or course of action or what to do. I find there are certain times when I've had issues where you're working with people and they're in a situation and I'm trying to ask them, okay, how do you want to, and they can't even come up with anything, and that is the reason why this program was put together, because man is actually creative. And then if you are not creating, then there's something wrong, because there's something wrong because you are created in the likeness of a creator. So there's really, really something wrong, and that's why we're supposed to, because man is made to solve issues. If God created man and put him and said that he should have dominion, and then having dominion, you need to be able to create things, because if for example, if things were not created, if the people from Adam's age up to this age didn't create anything, I'm not sure we'll have the houses we have today. It's proof that there's something in man that is supposed to create, that's supposed to make his environment better, So we have certain factors. Number one, your mental activeness. The more you think about solutions, the more solution comes to you. And then you have to find better ways, and simple ways to do this is to find better ways of doing things around you. A simple way is, maybe every 6 months, rearrange your house, redecorate your house. If you keep doing that as a routine, your mind will now start working that, okay, things doesn't have to be this way. You try to see newer ways you can do things. If you are a business owner, are there better ways you can arrange your goods? Maybe your customers are not even seeing what you even want them to see because you placed them in the wrong place. So every maybe quarter or every 6 months, you should review maybe the arrangements of your products. I've seen some of the departmental stores do that after a while. Very soon, with time, they change the location of things because, there's a psychology that says that human beings sees first the products that are at eye level, and then they are less likely to look down or look higher. So you want to be able to position your products in places that your customers can even see them. That's one of the ways you can even start stirring up your creative juices. Rearrange things around you, Then second way you can stir up your creative juices is through environmental exposure. Henry Ford said something. He said, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Now, Henry Ford is actually the maker of the Ford vehicles. And then he said in his time, that it wasn't best to ask people what they really want. It's for you to look and find out what people really want. Are there better ways you can do things? And then the reason why he said so was because the mindset of people only grow to the level of their exposure. My pastor used to say that if you ask a child who stays in the village to draw a house for you, he will draw a hut. But if you ask a child who lived in the city and then he's used to tall buildings. When you ask that child to draw a house, the child will draw tall buildings. So your environmental exposure affects your your level of creativity. For example, let's compare giving a smartphone to an educated adult as versus an uneducated adult, someone that lives in a rural area, in the village. Many times you find out that you have to spend much time teaching that adult how to engage with technology, and then in several times of hours spent in teaching, you might have to teach that person one process over and over again. The reason why, the adults grew up in a rural area where there are no technology, and then the person was never used to technology, and then you're now bringing this new contraption, and the person is like, wow, what's this, and then that's the person's exposure. I used to say something. I always say that your children will continue from where you stopped. And the reason why I always say that is because the exposure your parents give you, the level of exposure you have as a child, is where you pick up from and continue your life. I grew up in a house, my dad collects gadgets. He's a gadgets person. So I grew up with TVs, I grew up with toasters, I grew up with different gadgets, and I knew that technology makes my life easy. So it's easy now for me to take a phone and begin to work my way around it because I'm already used to technology. But some persons are not used to technology, may not be able to, when you give the person such a device, you have to literally teach the person what to do. So your environmental exposure helps you to be creative, to find out what new ways to do things. If you have not seen a washing machine before, you will not know that there's a better way to wash. If you have been used to, everybody around you washes with hands, or the former way of washing maybe with stones and stuff, you may never know that there is a machine that makes your life easy. And then when you now get exposed and used to those machines, you can now find out, okay, maybe this machine is not fast, there's a faster way, So you have to consciously, and I would say tell people that you have to consciously work your environment and work your exposure. There are certain times that I, for example, deliberately go to 5-star hotels, not really to do anything, just to walk around, sit down at the lounge, and get used to the view, get used to things, beautiful things, get used to seeing wonderful lights, chandeliers, and seeing fantastic technologies or the fantastic gadgets, the fantastic furniture that they have, So you have to create your own exposure for yourself, getting your creative digital. And then what your friends, are your friends creative shunners? Are they the types that when you tell your new ideas, they laugh at you, or they say you dream too big or anything? You need to choose your friends, especially if you want to be maintain continuous creativity. Because there are certain times I get ideas and I talk to someone and the person is laughing, and then I talk to the next person. The person is like, "Wow, great idea!" So there are two perspectives. So you need to know who and with time, for me, those people that when I talk to them, they always give me reasons why that idea doesn't work, or they are too quick to laugh at the idea. With time, I ensure, we'll still be talking, but when it comes to telling ideas, I'm not about to tell you. Reason why I don't want anybody that will talk me out of it. At least I need someone who can give me. If you know the idea is not viable, you can give me reasons why you think the idea is not viable. Not saying not those friends that are just quick to give you this, just say, there's no money, or this person failed in this business. Is it not this other person that said he wanted to start business? And where is he now? So those people are not the kind of people that help your creative juices, to help you in your creativity. Then next is create your own environment. I always say that, create your own environment. One way I do that for myself is through the internet, really. I surf, I browse, I go through information on people and young people around me, what young people in the world like me are doing. And with the internet you can get so much information about several people, and many times I study the life of young people. I follow them. I think one particular person I really followed, it was Farah Gray, who became a millionaire, I think at age 18. How I create those environments is I try to always inspire myself with their stories. I thought, okay, what is he doing now? How did he do it? And then when I hear, okay, he got this idea, I like to sit down through the idea, try to understand the business model. Okay, so how did he make him successful? And by doing that, my mind is sharpened, to see, okay, this thing is possible. Somebody is doing it, So those are the ways you create your own environment, form your own cocoon. I still talk to people, but when I come home and myself, I know the kind of things I go through. And my Instagram is not for snappy, laughing and all that. I go through people's information profile. What are they doing now? Look at events that they're attending and all that, and be inspired for yourself. Create your own environment of inspiration. Okay? So I'm going on steps to launching your idea. Number one step in launching your idea is to write it down. When you write out your idea, you're actually opening yourself to more ideas. I usually find that happen, when you write it down, you open your idea, your mind is open to more. And then 2, brood on the idea. Brooding helps you to expand the idea. It helps it, many times when I get ideas, the first thing I want to do is find out, okay, how can I start from where I am? So in doing that, I have to think, I have to sit down, I have to analyze, I have to, see what I can achieve, the present, where I can start presently, and how I can grow. What is the 5-year, what is the 10-year for that idea, and then where I am now in starting it. What steps can I take now? So in brooding, when I think about, when I brood on the idea, I try to. That's what I do really. When an idea comes to me, I find out, okay, what can I do now to take that idea forward from where I am? How can I start it? And then number 3 is to take a step. In taking a step, I always tell people that your first step you should even take is to research on the idea. And in researching the idea, you want to find out if someone else is doing it somewhere else in another part of the world. How did the person do it? If you don't have enough knowledge, are there courses that you can study online or in school that can help you get that idea started? And then are there internship programs you can do to get yourself experience in such industries? So those are the first action steps you can take. And when you even take those steps, you find out that you are more passionate about those ideas, because every day you are doing, like they say, taking a step, forward in carrying out that idea. And then number 4 step you can take is to get a mentor. To getting a mentor to a large extent in Nigeria may not be so possible, but you are not limited to if your neighbor doesn't want to help you. There are people whose life you can study, somebody who is already successful in that industry. You can look for the person's video. It doesn't have to be in Nigeria. It can be an international person, international or around the world. Anybody around the world who is in that business, who is an expert in that thing you want to do. So you can get videos from the person, get podcasts, get audios, get books written by the person, study, and then understand how that business works, before you learn, start. And then number 5 step to take is a business plan. Before you meet someone, for me, before I meet someone someone influential to discuss an idea, I always ensure I already have it written, well designed, so that after I finish talking and the person is like, oh, I'll give it a thought, I'll tell the person, sir or ma, I already have something written, can I send it to you? All those things stay permanently with the person, and then the person will always remember. And it has always worked for me several times, and several times. because you don't want to have tell the person your idea, and then when the person turns, left or right, the person forgets, gets out of on the road, and the person has forgotten maybe that he ever had contact with you, or maybe when after having a busy day, he might even remember in the next 24 hours, or depending on how busy his schedule is, so you want to help the person to have something concrete to buy into, rather than ramming your ideas into the person's head, so because the person may not remember the next time. So I'm going to be rounding up here, and then we'll have Samuel Jackson coming up to tell you on how to get funding for your idea. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Wow, hello, you're welcome back. It's still Idea to Launch Entrepreneurship Program. I'm sure you've had so much and you've received so much. Thank you so much, Penny, for those thoughts. I actually picked the fact where she said that everyone is endowed with an idea. We came from an amazing God who is a creator. And amazingly created you, he created I, and it was born out of idea. After making the world, he thought about who are those that are going to take care of these beautiful creations, and he talked about Peniel. He talked about Peniel in Nigeria. Talked about Samuel Jackson in Nigeria. He talked about Charles Lupenga in Malawi. He's doing amazing work over there for young people. He talked about Pastor Chris Oyakilome, the president of the Believers Love Word Ministry. Amazingly, Pastor is doing so much around the world. So all of that were brought from an idea, and he talked about you. Yes, you from Lesotho, you from South Africa, you from Niger, you from South Africa, you from everywhere, from the UK, he talked about you. Yes, you talked about you. So, and it's just been a massive. I look at the success all around, and when it was done, he said, all I did was good. So you are also endowed with an idea. You are not dumb. You're fresh. You're young. You're fresh. Even if you're beyond 30, 40, there's so much you can put together. Sometimes idea comes from annoyance. You're just annoyed about a thing. You don't like how it's being done. Public education in classrooms are becoming boring. You can start an online education. I'm not talking about the same online, because you can start opportunities where people could learn how to cook online, could learn how to sew online. The school, adult education, you can start it. Sometimes ideas are born out of annoyance. You just want to change the status quo. And so much has been said on how to incite your idea. Penny talked about how you could sometimes change the look of your house. For 6 years, some of you, your TV has been this way. 6 years, you can just come up with an idea. Okay, can I change it? Can the center table, the sitting room have this? Can I change the color? Probably I've been using white. Can I change? No, you're working on your mind, and then when they come, you start scripting them down. And I do that a lot when ideas come. I script them down. Script them down, and then I start building them, asking questions, doing my findings, and it's been amazing. I also want to encourage you that when that idea comes, try to get it registered quickly. Probably a name, ideas come with a name. Your business must have a name. Penny talked about the business, having a business plan. When those ideas are coming, a robust business, but you must have a business name. And when you have that business name, you go and register them. Maybe the business name is ABC Enterprise, and hello, when the idea comes, so many persons are also looking into that line, ABC Enterprise. Go get it registered quickly. Get it registered, get the business name, have your personal ID card, have your business card, so that when you start talking to people about that idea, they will know, they will take you for what's serious. So I'm going to be talking about funding for that idea. Funding has been a major challenge to most people. The idea comes, when it comes to funding, they just give up, they just back up and said, basically no one is there to sponsor the idea. As such, they just let it go. I was sharing with someone how the richest place in the world has been the cemetery, and person was like, "Oh, you said the richest place in the world, cemetery." So we have a lot of people with ideas they died without achieving them. They died, they were buried, and they left the world, and then all of those ideas are buried in the ground. So there's something you have on your inside. So this program is how to push it, get it done. Your idea is going to be one that will help society. It's going to cause changes. Just like Penny said, your ideas are going to cause changes, and this is what we need. We need men and women who use the investment of their capabilities to affect their world, and that is what success is about. So it's about solution. Your idea is solution, causing solution, getting men out of their penury, getting men out of their challenges, getting men better, and that's what their idea is about. So I'm going to talk about funding. So when we talk about fund, number one, funding is about your own personal saving. You're not just going to have an idea and just walk to one uncle and say, "Uncle, I need $10,000 for this." Uncle's going to ask you, how much do you have? How much have you saved for the idea, for the project? So first is your own personal savings. What savings do you have for that idea? And sometimes, "Oh, I'm not working," then get a job. Get a job, and part of your funds or money you get from the job, you could use for that idea. So you're running your job and you're running your idea. Sometimes after a while you could resign from your job and then put full attention to your idea, to your business. So first is your fund. Let me even shock you. No one will even give you money. No one will give you money. You don't go to people and say you need money for your business. You ask them for partnership. I will get there. I will get there. But you must know, number one, that the number one investor, number one believer, number one acceptor, number one hugger of your idea is you. And as such, you must work on your own savings. Sometimes you need to sell some assets to get that idea running. You need to sell your wristwatch, sell your phone, sell any of your assets you seem want to that can bring you cash for your idea. And sometimes you don't need funds before an idea needs to come. You don't need to wait for all the money to start. As little as that money is, you can start up. And that's the idea. The idea of this program is for you to start up. So the first thing is your job, your savings, getting into the business. Then the second one is you can get funds from your family and friends. Your mom, your dad, after sharing your vision, the Bible said something. I love this part of the Bible that talked about you writing the vision and making it plain, so that he that reads may run with it. That's what the Bible said. It said, make your vision, make your idea plain. Your idea must be clear. If you want to sell cars, you want to sell cars. The idea must be clear. Sometimes you don't get funds from probably friends or families because ideas are not clear. They don't understand. Make it clear, let them understand what you actually want to do. And then when you get funds from family and friends, be clear. Be clear if they're going to have cuts. What's going to be the percentage of their cut? And not that when the business now, boom, and they're like, "Hey, it's my money, it's my capital, it's this." You must be distinct. Okay, this money you're giving me, is it for partnership? I think it should be more. When you ask money from family, friends, uncles, neighbor, be distinctive, clear what percentage or what proportion they might want to have in the business. That's so. Be clear from beginning, and about the monies you receive from people. Write it down, make it plain, let it be scribbled out. And then you looked into collaborations collaboration. Facebook came about by collaboration with friends. Google, Microsoft, Snapchat are all products of collaboration between friends. You know, who are your friends? What kind of friends do you have? When you come together, what do they discuss? You know, do you just do hi, how are you, how are you doing, how you doing? Your friends, you could come, you have an idea, talk to a friend, you can come together, pool resources, pool assets, pull them together and get the idea running. Remember, Facebook came through collaboration. You must work in partnership with certain people, ensuring that you push that idea, push it. That idea has stayed so long on your inside, has stayed so long on your part. It's time to push. Remember, I said you get first from your savings. Yes, get a job. With the money you get from the job, get it running. Number 2, I talked about your family and friends, but spell it out. Not tomorrow is like, hey, that's my money ran. And then number 3, I talked about collaborations with friends. I told you about Facebook, how it all started. Another way of getting phones are through grants. There are grant organizations, grant bodies all around the world, organizations who are always ready to put their funds into businesses and to see how they run. We have many of them. You could Google out on the internet. All you just want to see is a viable business plan that has sustainability plan, that has the going concern of the business. Your business is not a one-off. Your business plan should not be a one-off plan. You must have a business plan that have a going concern of 5 years, going concern of 10 years, and these ones are ready to invest. They are ready to invest. So you must have a robust, viable business plan that would have these people give out loans. And we also have grants that they are earmarked for small scale businesses to run. So you must have a viable business plan, how to run. Your business plan must have sustainability, it has to be impactful, and it has to be needful. You know, another way you could also get funds, okay, we also have what we call crowdfunding. We have some sites on some sites that offer you opportunities for crowdfunding. You get your business in a video format, you place it out, and then you start sharing to family, friends, everyone around the world, and people who looks into that business are able to start committing their funds in dollars into that business. At the end of the day, we have like Kickstarter, we have a few other bodies like that who do crowdfundings. They get their percentage, and then you get a percentage also. So there's so much you can do. In ensuring that you get funds. So don't just wait for the fund. I remember the number one fund required for that business is your own. How much are you in? Don't just sit down and say, oh, I have this wonderful, amazing idea, and then you're just going to sit waiting for someone to come put money into it. No, you've got to spell out certain things in ensuring that you get your idea running. So your idea needs to get running, needs to get funding. Sometimes you don't even need to start with a fund. Sometimes all you just need are people, committed people. Bring them together and then share this idea with them and get running. Sometimes the funds you need for that idea are even embedded in the community. In that location where you want to start up that business. So the people involved, you make it seem like it's a corporate social responsibility for them in that environment. You know, I remember a time we wanted to set up a library in a center to benefit about 4,500 students, and I actually wrote to banks to get the support for it. And they said my business proposal was amazing, but at that time they didn't have enough funds. I needed spent about 1.5 million naira to get that idea rolling, until I got to find out that it could be done. It could be done right in that community, And then at that same time, we also needed a mini clinic that could serve also the 4,500 students in that community. Oh, what did we do? It was same in that community. We were able to get a space to set up the mini clinic. We were able to liaise with the local government in providing us a nurse that was working there 24 hours. We were still able to get the health ministry of that community to provide us with drugs. We got some person in the community to get us with birds, with blinds. We got someone who helped us to paint the mini clinic. We're able to gather resources from those people. So from there, we were now able to have access to bigger resources to now start getting those clinics available, even without getting funds from the people in the community. So you can start a business with the people in that community in ensuring that it gets running. So don't keep that idea. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked that idea, you think only you has got that idea and you'll be shocked if you keep delaying. One man at Zimbabwe, one man at Germany, you just Google one day and your idea is already being running. So get it started. Do all it takes in ensuring it's going to run. And I know God is there with you, and He will ensure that this idea got running. So we can't wait to hear your testimonies and your amazing exploit you're doing in